Hey, and welcome back to Kelly's Take Two Pre-Licensing Review. So great to see you. We right now are going to continue our conversation on agency contracts, also called agency agreements. We are going to discuss some of the tasks specific to being an agent representing a seller and other tasks that are specific to being an agent representing a buyer. So let's go ahead and get ourselves ready. We're going to go ahead and draw ourselves a graphic organizer. I started one for you. So let me pull my screen up and you can kind of copy my board if you so desire. You can make yours look a lot prettier if you so desire as well. All right, so what are some tasks that an agent who's representing a seller must accomplish? So let's look at some of those. All right. First thing most agents are going to do is walk through the property and note any potential or any, not potential, any material facts about the property. You're going to have to look in some closets. You're going to look for stains on the ceiling, stains on the carpet. You're going to look for cracks here and there, windows, walls, etc. You're going to walk the property to see if you can, at least anyway, have an idea of where the property lines are. You're not to be a surveyor necessarily, but do you see markers on the property, and do those markers somewhat line up with what you're noticing in the geographical information system called the GIS? So you're going to walk through the property, note any material facts about the property. You are going to give some staging advice as well while you're walking through, which is always great. Eventually, you are going customarily, you're going to measure the house. Now remember, note, not required by the real estate commission. But if done, only 5% deviation allowed. That's not much, y'all. That is not much. You are going to remember if you do measure, so if you do measure, let's go up here and let's see if we can move in a couple spaces. 1, 2, and do a little dot. If you do measure, we need ceilings, minimum ceiling height of 7 feet. What else about measuring? We need to measure the exterior, if possible. 1, 2, and a little dot. We have to measure upper floors and add 6 inches for exterior walls. What does that mean? Well, if I have a 2-story house, I'm not required to go out and get some scaffolding and a harness and hoist myself up and go around this house. Can you imagine? That would be a nightmare. No, I'm going to take interior dimensions or measurements of each room. And if one of the walls is an exterior wall, meaning if I put my fist through that wall, I'm going to be in the outside elements. That's an exterior wall. For that, I'm going to add 6 inches to my measurements for that line that I'm measuring. Okay, let's keep going. And then one more that gets people really twisted up like a pretzel is that you are going to count the stairwell measurement on the 1st and 2nd floors, or more if there's another floor. 1st and 2nd floors. So it's not going to go. All right, that's going to bother me, but that's okay. All right, let's go down here. What else do we need to know about the tasks of a listing agent? Okay. The listing agent is going to price the property. You're looking for a probable sale price range, not a number value, but a probable sale price range. Price the property using a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis. There is a chance you might do a broker price opinion if you're hired by a bank. Now remember, you can only do a broker price opinion if you are an actual broker, not provisional. That is if you're charging money. Provisionals could do them for free, but it's unlikely that they would. So you're going to price the property. Very good. You're going to put together what's called a net to seller sheet or a seller net sheet. So you're going to help the seller know what it's going to cost them to get their home sold. Then you're going to ask, it is delicate, but you're going to ask, well, what do you owe on the property? Okay, and then you're going to figure out that math and calculate how much money can the seller possibly walk away with once they pay your brokerage fee, they pay off their mortgage, they pay off any potential closing costs, so on and so forth. How much will they walk away with? That's called a seller net sheet. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, very good. The listing agent is also going to provide any and all disclosures needed. Now that's going to vary from state to state. But in our state, we're going to provide the RPODs, Residential Owners, Homeowners Association Property Disclosure Form. You want to make sure you've got that. You want to make sure you've got the Mineral Oil and Gas Disclosure Form, the MOG, as well as the federal disclosure form, the lead-based paint disclosure form, if the home is built prior to 1978. And then you are going to collect certain information before listing. Like what? You're gonna collect the deed. You're gonna collect any publicly recorded info about the house, surveys, if there are covenants and restrictions, CC&Rs, covenants, conditions, and restrictions, you'll collect that. You're going to go ahead and print out your county's GIS form and all overlay districts, meaning what? Is this property located in a floodplain or not? Is the property located in a steep slope area? Every local jurisdiction will have their own kind of overlays and rules regarding property, those sorts of things, and zoning, all that. So you want to check any of that kind of information prior to listing the property. All right, very good. Oh, and you also want to ask if there are any, so you want to find any permits for major work on the house. Meaning what? If they turned their basement into living quarters or their basement into a family room, did the homeowner pull a permit to get that done? Why? Because unpermitted space is a material fact that you have to disclose. Apparently, it can affect a potential buyer's ability to get certain types of insurance. So you want to make sure to check on that. Very good. All right, let's go up here and talk about some jobs or tasks that are associated with working with a buyer. So let's make that list now. All right, here we go. So a buyer, now, of course, you're supposed to go over, for both instances, you're supposed to review the agency disclosure form prior to first substantial contact. And if you can, get the potential client to sign that you did that, to prove that you went over agency. So that goes without saying. But then let's take it to the next level. So with the buyer, one thing you're supposed to do is qualify the buyer via the help of a lender. Of course, in class, you get to learn how to kick it old school and handle that yourself. But in real life, you're going to ask a lender to help you qualify a buyer. You are going to obtain and verify property information. If there are red flag issues or you think, that doesn't seem right, you got to go dig in, dig deep, find out what's going on. You are to disclose agency to all parties involved in the transaction. Meaning, are you working, is the buyer a client or a customer? Got to let them know that. You also have to double check and have a look around for material facts. Let's put discover and disclose. Okay, very good. You will, once they have decided that they really love a property and they're considering making an offer, you want to do a CMA on all properties of interest. On all properties of interest. Good. You're going to prepare, submit, and negotiate all offers. And then you will assist the buyer with the contract to close period. Very good. And that is what your Dearborn book is telling you are your main jobs when you're representing a buyer. Of course, the whole contract to close period is extremely involved. And in post-licensing, we'll be talking about that in depth. So once you graduate from this class and where the grass is greener, come to the post-licensing course as directed by the Real Estate Commission. And you will be learning about how that contract close period works and all of the tasks involved. And they are numerous. I hope you've enjoyed this time together. I really appreciate you being here. Feel free to hit that subscribe button in order to receive updates as new information is posted to this channel. And I will see you next time. We'll have a discussion on basic contract law. Have a great day.